Hopefully I have audio for this. But, oh god, my head hurt. Yeah. But, this is my experience making TS Underswap Misfortune with lyrics Arekkusu TM edition. Alright? So I'm going to talk about the history of going into this piece. Really quick. Before I kind of continue through my thing. Let me see if there's any audio first. Really quick. Cool. There's audio. Alright. So let's get on in it. Let's talk about it. So before I just go straight up to the piece that I just made, I want to say link in the description first. Okay, link in the description / link in the description to the song. Go listen to it. Right. So I want to give you like a quick detailed description of the process of making that song. Right. So basically, obviously, TS Underswap Papyrus from Team Switch themselves, like the people who made Underswap, TS Underswap, like the game. Papyrus doesn't actually have a fight in the game per se. Papyrus has a fight like a Unitale kind of TS Underswap, like made up version of his fight, like a potential genocide route version of the fight, right? And with that, I said, you know what? I'm going to take the footage a little bit of the Unitale's version of events, and I'm going to roll with it. And what I mean by roll with it is I'm going to go in there, because you guys know me, when I mentioned this process before. I go in that closet, all right, over there, for like hours on end, all right? This piece actually took me 5 hours of screaming my little head off in the corner, because again, I don't do the lyrics like without some sort of I just do all the lyrics off the top of my dome. You know, I don't do them, I don't have like a script or I don't script any of my videos, let alone. Yeah, there's not a single script for any of my videos or streams. I just all of them off the top of my dome, and then whoever shows up is just whatever. Whatever I'm doing is whatever I'm doing, basically. I use this headphones to record the audio for the song. This little headpiece right here. My tablet has some special features like screen recording with the audio of my headphones, screen recording the media, that's from the video I'm using and all that other sort of stuff, which is what I do for my music videos. And I decided to make this piece, this Papyrus piece. By the way, again, link description, go check out the song, or go check out my homepage, go check out my videos tab. You'll see it right over there. All right, we're going to get on the video right now. I just got an ad for the video itself. Go watch it. But before I show you guys the lyrics and stuff, if you guys want to watch it without commentary, go watch this video on my channel here. Here. It's also in the description, but go to my videos page. You're going to see Misfortune with lyrics, TS Underswap / Unitale cover, Arekkusu TM edition. So, we're going to listen to this whole song. Now, one of the reasons I made this piece, and I felt like it was kind of important, is I saw tons and tons of people make versions of Misfortune. Like, I think it was Dream's take on Misfortune. I've seen Misfortune covers from other YouTubers. I've seen a lot of other stuff about Misfortune, the song itself, right? And something that rubbed me the wrong way was, as I was doing research for this video, I saw that whenever you look up Misfortune cover, or Misfortune, like TS Underswap Misfortune cover, or TS Underswap this or that or that, whatever, right? I never saw, and I mean saw, anybody make a proper cover with lyrics on this song. And I told myself, because I uploaded it just now, but I made this back in January 21st of 2026. And I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to go in my closet, get those headphones I showed you guys off earlier, and I'm going to make a song about Misfortune. I'm going to give it lyrics. Even if my lyrics aren't the best, it's not, JT Machinima level, all right? It's not Juno songs, Indeed No Kira, Mail in Storms, all right? Level of lyrics. But it's lyrics I came up with the song in question by myself. just in the closet, sitting there for hours, 5 hours, by the way, just to even get all the bits that I wanted in the song and recorded and done with. And I remember when making this song too that I quote unquote said this was going to be my final piece. And I notice every single time I say this or that's going to be my final piece, it always turns out to be a fucking lie. So you know what? Maybe Ronnie is onto something whenever I say one thing and then it turns out to be a lie. I end up doing like 6 to 7 other things because my brain is like ready to go, geared up, ready to go. We're gonna listen to a song and stuff. I don't know why my brain is so geared like that. Maybe it's because since I don't do much else. So that's why maybe my brain is yeah. Maybe that's why my brain likes it. But yeah, I made some lyrics. Alex TM edition, AKB edition. My lyrics. And I don't know who specifically made Misfortune, like who specifically made it. But if someone could tell me in the comments who made Misfortune, like the song Misfortune, please let me know so I can at them and credit them in the description of my music video. But anyways, let's go listen to it. Listen to the cutscenes, listen to the actual lyrics themselves for a little bit. And yeah, that'll be about that. And yeah, 5 hours. No covers on Misfortune ever. It kind of sucked that I felt like Misfortune didn't have any covers. Again, link in the description or go to my videos tab or videos tab, or it's right on my homepage for any new viewer that stops by. It's right there for y'all, just so y'all can see that video, and yeah, let's get right into it. Let's do this. All right, this is the pre-cutscene, so.
Do you think that all you've done is right? The way you drag your feet when you walk, and the way your hands are always covered with dust? It gives a lot to talk. I don't have words for this. I don't even know if you're a human. What took you to do this? Is it the lack of love? I don't really want to do
Link in the description if you don't want me talking over this.
But I have no choice. Sooner or later, the death comes to all of us. Human, I don't understand why you chose the path that you are on, but it needs to stop right now, because I'm going to stop everything that you are doing to all of us in here.
Won't lie, this beginning part took me a very long time to do. I remember I made a beginning part to this cover like 5 times. Like I just kept redoing this beginning part so many times because keep in mind with Undertale fan game music, since I'm making a cover off of it, I have to go off of its beats when its beat drops and all that other sort of stuff and try to stay in line with the song and not like completely derail from the song, which is already really hard because the beat's really fast. And I remember, again, I was sitting there in that closet for like 5 hours, and a good chunk of that 5 hours was the beginning part, and then bits I'm going to talk about here in a second.
I'm going to stop you now. I don't want to do this fight, but you forced my little hand to do this fight right now. I don't know why I said that, but just leave it at that fast. I don't want to kill a kid. Don't you understand that, Frisk? Oh, and you don't even care about what you're doing here. Oh my gosh, I just realized you don't even care at all.
Same with this part. This part also took a while because, again, in there, every nanosecond of the lyrics, again, not scripted. I also don't like asking for help whenever doing these things because I just like doing them on my own. Some people have told me, like, man, dude, they maybe get a team going, but nah, man, it's just, I don't know. I like having my own flow with things and being by myself with a lot of these things, not necessarily, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to have people help me out, but I don't know, like, just, I like figuring out my vision by myself with these things. Anyways.
But everything you've done, you did it all for fun, and I don't approve of what you have done to everyone here. I don't like what you have done, but you just don't even care. I don't understand why you
Kind of a rough cut, but it happens.
not to care about us monsters, even though we gave you nothing but kindness, don't you see? We gave you nothing but love, but you chose to throw it back in our face because you could, and I do not like you for that, you little monster, and I do.
I hated this part too because again, I was just trying my best to rack my brain behind so many so many different words. And keep in mind, right, my vocabulary isn't the best. So like compared to like an average person, you know, their vocabulary. And also another thing is I'm trying not to swear because I used to use swear words as some sort of crutch, and now that I'm not using that, it's even harder for me to do music videos without swearing or without trying to find certain words like a crutch, like use them as a crutch in some sort of way. You can argue like still all my songs today I have some sort of crutch in them, you know, even if I don't swear in it, but it's all right. Well, it's all right. You know, it just happens. This part also took multiple recordings. Like this little bit right here took multiple recordings. It took shit like 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 different recordings. And I remember I was in there sweating my ass off just sitting in there. I can't remember if I was wearing like a shirt or something, but it was intense in there. It was just intense in there. The this verse, my voice was actually giving out because by this point, when I made it to this portion of the song, my voice. Because keep in mind, I do songs in voices. I don't like using my normal voice for music unless it's like small things like "Look at the sun," fuck, what do we do?" That little thing, and then maybe a couple of others. But every other song I've ever made, it was in voice. So singing in a different character's voice going off of how high I can bring my voice in that character's voice, that high level with all this singing. I remember, I think I was in there at this point, at this verse for like 2.5 hours. So just trying over and over again, going trial and error. So my voice was like, like it's dying.
I don't know what I want to do with this child now. I don't want to kill him, even though he deserves it. But I don't know what to do. I'm debating this myself.
This part here was hard too because it pushed me to kind of.
Tell kid I should kill him for what he has done to me. But I can't bring myself to do it.
This bit as well was really hard, really tough because I remember I was stuck here trying to rhyme for. Yeah, I think about an hour or so. And keep in mind, I don't like. And all these songs are done within that day I start them. So it's not like whenever you hear me make musical pieces, there's never a time where I take a break for longer than 5 minutes. I mean, I do take a break for longer than five, depending if I can't figure something out. I'll sit there in the corner just wondering what life's about. Uh, Whenever I don't figure something out because it's like, damn, dude, I gotta figure this bit out. I'm gonna fucking lose it. And I do give myself a break, but I never give myself longer than a day for a break. Like come back later and redo sections and pieces because my brain kind of works like this, right? If I'm doing something and I really care about the project in question, which is pretty much all my songs, right? And a lot of Undertale fan fights or whatever. But this song is the thing in question. Whenever I am doing the song, creating the verse, doing all that stuff, right? I like to finish it within that day. Maybe within that very same session. Because usually what I think like is kind of like if I don't figure something out, like something that fits with that little bit of the song, then what am I even doing this piece for? You know, other than like myself. Because that's what my brain starts going to. Like, dude, you spent 3 hours on this piece and you're going to stop here? Get your ass back in there and do it. And also, another reason I don't like taking long breaks from doing covers, and what I mean by like in the middle of a cover, is because if I go in there and do that at whatever o'clock, you know, because I got Louis here, right? I got Louis in this room. I got, you know, Pops on the other side of the wall. And I'm trying to find time to do it while they're not here so they don't hear me do these takes over and over and over again. I know Louis and Dad are here regardless when they hear me anyway. There's a lot of days where they hear me anyway. But for my covers and other stuff where I'm just going to be constantly going at it for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, with this stuff, it's just like I got to try to find time just to do it and get it all done in that session, so that way whenever Louis doesn't have to be fucking bothered from gameplay. Because there was one time, I think when my brother was bothered from gameplay, where I had to actually tell him, just, hey, just completely zip it until I get this done. Because I do not want to hear you in the background of this cover. It is a song, so it needs to be, the audio just needs to be me and me alone. There was one time I think I did that, and it was during, like, I think the Megalovania video. I could be wrong where that happened and stuff. There was a lot of times where Louis was just here. He just had to just mute because I wanted this cover's audio just to be me and just for me to be perfect. Anyways, let's get back to it. Hated this line, by the way. I hated this. I thought it was a really crappy bar / very crappy line that I just came up with. But at the same time, I know I called it crappy, and I felt like I could have done better on this little bit right here. But at this point, I think I was already at like 2-3 hours trying to figure out this part leading up to the next bit. And I just said, just fuck it, dude. Who cares if you have a shady line here or there that might not fit too well? Just get it done. I'm getting sick of this now. And I remember, I think I cut that bit out because originally it was going to be a whole other line after that. But then it turned out to be like I had a whole other verse being set up and said. But then because I didn't like the bit after that much, I cut it, I replaced it with something else that I went in there and did, and then here's this bit.
I don't want you to be fighting anymore, child. Don't you see what it's doing to all of us in the underground? Don't you see it? You murdered everyone down here. Don't you see what you did was very wrong of you to do to us, even though none of us deserved it at all. You little freak. I know I should be mad at you for what you've done.
Hated this bit too coming up because it was just such a bitch. I was screaming at the wall for a long time with this one.
I don't want this fight anymore with you, little demon kid. I'm tired of fighting you. I just wanted some revenge, but I did not get the chance because you are going to try to kill me for everything that I've done to you.
I actually cut right there when I said for everything that I have done to you, and I was supposed to say now, but I cut it at you because it just sounded better.
I don't know why you keep on fighting with the child, but I'm sick of it and I want it to stop right now because if it does, I will be happy. The fighting can't stop. I'm tired of fighting over and over again. Don't you see that I'm tired?
And I remember right here too, my voice was about to give out as well.
Your stuff. I just want to put an end to this. I just want to end this now. So come on, kiddo, let's put an end to this little fight that we're in right here and now. I just want to end this fight. I am tired of this fight. I just want to see my bro. So come on, kiddo, let's put an end to this fight now. Die already. Yeah. Oh, well. I guess this is the end. I don't regret anything. I have given all of me, literally. I can go happy knowing that I gave you an incredible beating.
You get a built-in search engine, Michael.
And I'm not going to lie, when I made this piece, and it took me 5 hours, looking back on it now, like all the way uploading this March 1st of 2026, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think I could have done much better with TS Underswap, Underswap / Unitale Misfortune with lyrics. I don't think I really could have done much better. I think I literally did all I could for the cover itself. And I felt like I did a decent enough job. I know the lyrics isn't going to be to everyone's liking, but I felt like I did a decent enough job just for myself to be like, finally, you can actually be done. You don't have to think about this piece ever again, or at least think about making another one for a while. And Lord and behold, that turned into later this year. I've made quite a few, or quite a lot actually this year. Probably more than I ever did in 2025. Since 2025, I only did those two Spampton ones and all that other mumbo jumbo, and that was a whole thing in itself. But yeah, I felt like I did a pretty all right job. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the song looking back, and it was definitely better than my first two pieces by a long shot. And I just felt like I wanted to do something again for Papyrus, since Papyrus in regular Undertale, outside of his very own battle, doesn't really have much. And I know I could have done like Underswap Papyrus. I've never played an official Outerfell or Underfell game, so Outerfell, that is a verse, but I never did like Underfell, so Papyrus. I didn't want to do any of them. I kind of wanted to kind of stick with what Papyrus was as a character, at least for the most part in that song, because TS Underswap is basically just regular Papyrus, a little bit, just Papyrus. It's still him, but it's not like a Sans. It's kind of complicated a little bit, but you get it. And yeah, I just wanted to do something for Misfortune, since I saw Misfortune as a really good song and it didn't have lyrics, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna give it some. And 5 hours of recording in that closet, all the way back over a month ago, or yeah, about a month ago now, or something like that. It was pretty alright, pretty good. And yeah, go ahead and listen to the song in the description. I also have a promo skit if you want to support that. And yeah, go hype the video, go watch the video. Link in the description if you want to listen to it without my dialogue / say so. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll leave a like, also comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with some more epic things and stuff. Maybe some more Undertale fan fights or something. But yeah, until next time, guys. Peace out.